Hey folks, welcome back to This Week in the World of Sports Part 3. Hi folks, this is Mark Spencer. I'm back once again folks to entertain you and tell you some of the great things I've seen in the last few weeks in the world of sports. Well folks, there has been some tragic news we're going to be talking about this week in the world of sports. In the world of football, the NFL, has lost one of its great players, one of the great people, one of the great stars, young players in this league has passed away. Has died from a burglary. Sean Taylor. We'll talk about that. And we'll talk about the recent 50th anniversary of Raw. Well, it's a big event for the WWE World Wrestling Entertainment. Vince McMahon has thrown on a big show with all of his greats of all time. Stone Cold Steve Austin, from The Rock, from Sonny, to Trish Stratus, to Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Well, my all-time favorite. Well, we'll have to talk about that. And we'll talk about TNA, my new favorite entertainment, my new favorite type of wrestling. Total non-stop action. Jeff Jarrett is a genius. So is Vince Russo and Dixie Carter. The vision these three have will take this company into waters where WCW at one time was dominating. So folks, let's get for the Washington Redskins. Sometimes I wonder and I ask myself this question: why were you in Miami, Sean? Why? But there's nothing I can do or nothing anyone can do to bring back Sean in this world. But the one thing you gotta remember is when someone has a grudge against you, it doesn't matter who you are. It's what you used to be. Sometimes you cannot run away from your old self. A moment in time where your past might come back to haunt you. And I'm afraid, from what I've heard in recent reports, that's what might have happened. But these people never even knew Sean. But the old saying is, you're at the wrong place at the wrong time. You just never know when your lights will be turned off. So all I gotta say is, just remember, folks, football's just a game. Life is serious, man. You only live once. And let's live in proof. Brought in some of the biggest names in the history of wrestling. Such names as Booker T of recent late. He showed up at their last pay-per-view, Turning Point, teamed up with Sting, some of the two former WCW champions. I mean, come on. You got the five-time WCW champion in Booker T, and then you have the 10-time WCW champion in Sting, the great one. In my view, is the greatest wrestler in the history of professional wrestling in the 90s was Sting, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bill Goldberg, and Hulk Hogan. Hollywood. Doesn't matter. NWO or non-NWO. Those are the four greatest wrestlers of the 1990s. Of the 1980s, it would have to be
Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, Devon Eriks, Ric Flair, of course Ric Flair, Harley Race, Terry Funk. Am I leaving the other name out there? There's a few others. Dusty Rhodes, There's a few other legends I've left out. Art Anderson, the Horsemen. Come on, the Four Horsemen. I remember those days. Those are the good old days in wrestling. You really wish those days would come back. But one of the Horsemen has passed away in Chris Benoit. We all know what's happened with the Chris Benoit situation. But I don't really want to drag into that situation again. But I've heard some recent news. I've been reading. Who knows? It's an unsolved mystery, folks. I'm not going to dive into it, but just keep you thinking. I just don't think Benoit would kill his family. Hulk Hogan, came on. He said he was talking about his new show coming on January 6th, folks, on NBC. It's an awesome sport. English Premier League, the EPL. I gotta admit, Van Gogh Eriksson, the former England manager, has come Alex Ferguson, you come as no surprise to me, Sir Alex Ferguson. You are still getting the job done at the rightful age of 74. You are the man. You put a system in that all your players buy, and no matter what, doesn't matter how big a name they are, they all have to play the same system. They all work. We'll